June the 3rd, 2024. I'm so out of practice that I can't even take things down on time.
I was wondering. I was like, is my internet slow? Because
Nope.
that happens. Usually
Nope,
it's
you know
me.
Nope, that was me.
Usually it's my fault that I never take the graphic down every time I gotta host this thing when you're gone. Joel,
I take one
are you
show.
okay?
No, I'm not. I take one show off and suddenly completely out. I don't even know where I am. I don't know what's going on. I haven't been in this physical space, in this room, in this office in about 4 days. So everything is foreign to me. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. What do I do with my hands? I have the Sharpie. That's about it. What do you do? What is this show?
Can you do any like tricks with the Sharpie or the pencil or the pen, whatever you keep in your hands during times?
I can accidentally drop it on the floor.
Oh, okay.
While I'm trying to do a trick.
You can't like spin it around your thumb or anything like that?
I don't think I could do that.
All right.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, what was that?
That was someone having left the window open in this office, and I meant to do that. Meant to close it.
How'd you just close the window? Did you hit a button?
No, I need to close the window, and I will in just a minute. How about you vamp for just 2 seconds?
I was gonna look for a pen. Oh, here we go. I got one.
A pen and do some tricks. I'll be right back.
So this is what riveting stuff here, everybody. Is like knock. There you go. There's a pen. So this is what I used to do as a kid in school, killing time. Look at that. Can spin it around my fingers. Yeah, magic tricks. Not really magic, just dumb tricks to do when you're bored and you got I'm gonna say ADHD, but you fidget things.
Everyone
fidget spinners came along, and so everybody just screwed around with those. But this was the original fidgeting when you were in school and you were our age, which is old.
Look, everybody has ADHD. It's just the reality of it.
Fair, sure.
Anyway, hi. It's Main Channel Monday. We are Jeremy and Joel. We are in the weeds. That is something we do on our sister channel, Fightful Overbooked, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 10 a.m. Eastern until noon. Normally, we are. No, you know what? This is pretty much what it is for the next 2 hours.
This is a terrible first impression of
This is like our 6th one. We used to first.
Yeah, well,
listen, if you're new to the channel, you're welcome, or I'm sorry. That's basically how we operate. And you know what? We talk a little bit about the wrestling, but also we literally do everything else. That's just what this show is. It's a morning show. It's a morning show on a pro wrestling YouTube channel. So what happens? Everything that's wrong with the world. But our friends are here. They come around. They do everything, and they leave thumbs ups on the video. And they subscribe to us here at youtube.com/Fightful and over at youtube.com/FightfulOverbooked. And they also send us super chats. Any amount, get your question or statement read on the air. We bring up stuff here and there. We're doing an ask ITW hashtag over on X or Twitter or whatever you could. Still Twitter to me. Hashtag ask ITW. Any question you want, we're gonna get to it. We have a few already in the queue, so we're gonna load those up and bat them out of the park. Jeremy Lambert is here. How are you? You're also a former GCW champion.
Yeah.
Oh my God, me too.
Everybody won that damn thing on. Oh, sorry, I cursed. Everyone won.
Count.
Okay. Everyone won that title yesterday. Charles Mason won, and then Nick Gage won, and then Broski Jimmy, and then Janela, and then Mance. They had 5 different champions at the end of the show yesterday. I think officially only Janela and Mance, but Mason, Gage, and Broski Jimmy all held the title yesterday. What a crazy ending to the show. It was a great show. It was a good weekend for GCW. They had Tournament of Survival on Saturday. Not my cup of tea. All death matches. Not something I seek out. But the Cage of Survival yesterday, it started like 5. It's a really good show. Effie and Mance Warner was fantastic. For those who have not seen that, I recommend that for people. That's been one of the best. I shouldn't even say one of. That's been the best independent wrestling feud all year to me. That was a great match, great blow off, and then the crazy ending with everyone winning the title. Now let's be.
Hold on. You try so not everyone who won the title, like officially. So they basically gave him one of these.
I guess I don't know how the lineage is fully. I mean, let's go to cage match and see how they recognize it. I'm not
We'll
saying
have the answer.
cage match should be because I don't think GCW has a website. God forbid any of these wrestling companies have a website. Yeah, cage match recognizes it to where only Janela was the champion, which makes sense because if you saw our interview with Matt Cardona on Friday, that was a really fun interview. Everyone
I'm so sorry I missed it.
Yeah, you
I'm
didn't.
glad y'all did it. I felt so. I wanted to be there because he's one of a kind, that Matt Cardona.
We did partner promo punch in the face. I don't know if you went back and rewatched the interview.
No,
Yes.
why are you stealing my bit? Also, thank you for stealing my bits.
Okay, so we had to do it with Cardona, and you know why? Pile driver finisher, who's a regular.
You gotta include Hornswoggle.
We had to include Hornswoggle, and Matt Cardona would be the one person to punch Hornswoggle. So I had to do it. Normally, I'm not going to steal your bits because that's you. That's your gimmick. But we had to punch Hornswoggle. Pile driver finisher was active in our chat as he always is. So I had to do it for the pop. That was a really fun interview with Cardona.
I appreciate that you went there because you know that's the one thing that would have been perfect for an interview with him. Yes. Now we got to do an interview with Swoggle where we ask him the question and see if he wants to punch himself either.
We could get Swoggle on here.
I'm sure we could get Swoggle on here. That's not a knock on anyone. It's just he's an easy enough dude to talk to and bring him on. Let's bring on Swoggle sometime. Pile driver finisher just gets in on the right point.
Let's get Swoggle. You know what? I don't want to say this week. We'll get Swoggle on in the coming weeks. I'll send him a message.
Okay, I would love to do that. We're always looking for fun and new guests. And you know what? If you're watching this after the fact, drop a comment. Who do you want us to interview? Jeremy and I love to bring on wrestlers, content creators from everywhere. Jeremy and Steven Jensen get to do the creator spotlight on their show every Thursday. We do something a little shorter and live. So if you have someone that you're thinking of, it would be a really fun 15-minute conversation. Drop it in the chat or drop it in the comments after the fact, and we'll look back at those. How about that?
I would like to say, for the record, you mentioned during your spiel where you talk about like what this show is all about, and you're like, "Oh, we're a morning show," and all, and blah blah blah. I don't actually listen to what you're saying, just like you don't listen to me. I want the record to state, as it's stated many times, I don't like wrestling. I actively dislike. I'm anti-Dax. I don't like wrestling at all. I hate professional wrestling. Hate it with a passion. I don't want to watch it. It has ruined my life. I don't want to bleed for it. I don't want to cry for it. I don't want to leave my family for it. I can't stand professional wrestling.
Yeah, that it?
That's my promo.
It's a good promo. I wouldn't punch it in the face. It was a very good promo. I hate wrestling too, but money.
Yeah,
anyway,
sure.
Yeah, it's fine. Did you see the thumbnail for today's show?
I did.
Welcome to Main Channel, baby.
I don't know what to say about that.
What? Some people were all for it. Some people were calling me wild. What are you on here? Dude, someone said I'm wrong for this. What a thumbnail. Oh, that's great. Thank y'all. Anyway.
AJ got bigger.
He did.
AJ looks like Professor Clump.
Y'all spent so much time telling, AJ's yoked. He's looking great. So I said, all right, here's yoked AJ. Big dude, that guy. Great promo.
He looks like he looks like, yeah, meet the clumps over here. That's what's the name of the damn movie? Why can't I think of the movie?
The Nutty Professor.
Nutty Professor. I literally said Professor Clump. I was like, what is the name of the movie? That's what he looks like. He looks like Eddie Murphy in the fat suit. AJ Styles in the fat suit is what he did. Hey, did you know that segment on Friday was a reference to Mark Henry in 2013. Did you hear about that?
No,
I don't know if
this is
anybody
new.
picked up on that.
I didn't. I totally just thought about it last night when I saw that I could make a thumbnail using Mark Henry's salmon jacket with AJ Styles'
It's
face.
very under the radar how that segment played out. I don't know if anybody saw that was a segment or a reference to Mark Henry over a decade ago.
This is very funny because it's like, it's so true. So Will saying everyone but Cody Rhodes picked up on it, much like 2013, everyone but John Cena was picking up. Well, not so much. The Mark Henry one was a little better, but like they play it back. They do the whole. Do you want to tee this up? You want to talk about it real quick? Well,
yeah, you know why Cody didn't pick up on it? You know why?
Because it wasn't about his dad.
But see, Cody, he's an idiot.
That is accurate.
Roman Reigns told you months ago, Cody's an idiot. This man is dumb as hell. On it.
Listen, I spent the last 4 days largely offline. Okay, let me tell you what that does to a human being. The birds were chirping, the sun was shining, everything was beautiful, and I didn't know that people were arguing about wrestling on the internet. It was great. It was wonderful. Now I know why Kate got herself banned from Twitter for a good solid week. It wasn't
justified you deserve it chant.
It was a justified you deserve it chant, and it was lovely. Anyway, where am I going with this? Cody is he's an idiot. And there are people in the chat saying, they were watching with people who aren't always online and they fell for it and they bought into it. The whole setup for SmackDown was AJ Styles a few weeks ago was, Nick Aldis, give me another title shot. I deserve it. And I was like, no, you lost. GTFO, back in the line. So Styles this week is like, you know what? I want to address my future. And they lean in heavy to it. And if you know, if you've been watching wrestling forever, you knew this was a big swerve moment and whatever. AJ Styles comes out. He had little interactions with people backstage, including Cody Rhodes leading up to it. Comes out with the Good Brothers who still work on main roster, not just on NXT, even though they hate NXT, but they're challenging for anyone I know important. AJ Styles comes out and he cuts the promo essentially saying, I'm done. I love you all. I'm going to be a phenomenal father, which gets boos. Jeremy Lambert.
Yeah, fatherhood is overrated.
People hate fatherhood.
Fair.
You and I both.
Selfish ass fans are like, no, don't go be a father. We want you to continue to sports entertain us.
Bleed for us. Show us your love. And then out comes Cody Rhodes. He's invited out. And they do a cute little, the after Backlash. We've never texted before. Where he texted me and he said, I'm good, little brother, or whatever, big brother. And then it all turns into AJ Styles beating up Cody Rhodes. And the Good Brothers keeping security and Nick Aldis back from the attack. So it looks like Clash at the Castle will most likely be Rhodes and Styles too. Maybe they'll add a retirement stip or a loser leaves SmackDown stipulation. Maybe not. They'll play it off as something. But I thought of two things when this happened. First is what everyone else was saying. Go ahead, Jeremy.
No, yeah, I'm counting for you.
Oh, you're counting. Sorry, I thought you were, because normally we do this when we have a point we want to make. So yeah, the first thing is he's doing the Mark Henry thing, and everyone pointed it out. And two, I was like, this would have been a lot better if, let's say, the balloons are back. Happy birthday.
That's the only reason I want to do the counting gimmick. I knew I could bring the balloons up.
Was that my birthday present from you?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you so much. Number two was that I would have loved if they turned this on its head a little bit. I would want Cody Rhodes, instead of calling Cody out to the ring, do the entire segment in the ring where it teases the retirement. AJ Styles leaves the ring. He walks out. Camera follows him. Everyone loves that Goodfellas long shot, right? Follows him all the way out to the parking lot to say his goodbye. Cody says, I just want to say I respect you and I appreciate you and I hope I see you again. That's when AJ Styles just blindside attacks Cody Rhodes. And then we go off having had the whole retirement angle is a big work. And people, I think people would have fallen for it much deeper if they had followed it all the way outside of the ring, where it wasn't the Mark Henry-esque beatdown and the fake retirement. I liked it, but I wish they had just done a little bit more. What did you think? You watched it, you saw it. Styles basically faking his way back into another title shot because Cody Rhodes is an idiot.
Well, don't put out misinformation that I watched this segment, okay? Fair. I just said I don't like wrestling. So
you did.
Let's not put out that I watched this segment. Did I perhaps see clips online of this segment? Maybe. Did I already know what this segment was because everyone in the world told me it was just a play off of the Mark Henry segment? Possibly. Did I listen to Mark Henry on Busted Open the following day talk about this segment? Of course I did.
Wait, was he wearing the salmon jacket when he did it?
I don't know. I listened to the audio, not the video. So
Oh,
I'm not
got
sure.
it. I'll find it later.
I like your idea of doing it different but the same. I like that. They didn't do it. They decided to go almost shot for shot. They did the outside the ring stuff with the Styles Clash, but they did largely a shot for shot remake of Mark Henry and John Cena, which is fine. I was fine with that. We all knew it was coming. Everyone was making the joke before it actually aired and things like that. So we all knew it was coming, but they pulled it off well. Could they have done it differently to maybe add a little bit more realism, I guess would be the word. Yes, they could have. I don't think they wanted to, though. I think they really just wanted to pay homage to that. They're like, hey, that's gonna be, everyone loved that angle. So we're just gonna pay homage to that. And I thought they did that very well. So I think in that respect, accomplished what it needed to accomplish. Here's the big talking point to me, Joel. Does AJ Styles win the title? Because Mark Henry, famously, infamously, don't know which word is correct here, did not win the title. And people were upset about that. And by the way, you go to Fightful.com right now. You can read my story that I wrote on Saturday, but just published today because I make sure there's stuff on the website. Mark Henry commented and said he did not want to win the title. I don't know if he was supposed to. I don't actually think he was going to beat John Cena, but he did say, I didn't want to win the title. I couldn't physically hold the title. He said in 2013, he was physically worn down. He didn't think he could be the champion, make all the towns, do all the matches. He said he did not want to win the title. Again, does that mean he was going to? Don't know. Don't know if he was actually going to, but he said he didn't want to win it. So he did. People were mad about that. People thought that Mark Henry should have won the title back then, and he didn't. Again, if you listen to him now, he said he didn't want to. AJ should win the title. He should win the title. I know the reason why he wouldn't, but let's be honest, the reason's stupid. Cody doesn't need to hold the title for a year. I've made this argument for weeks now. I think Gunther should possibly, well, he's not going to now, but I said, what's wrong with Gunther beating Cody? And then Cody wins it back at Survivor Series. What's wrong with AJ beating Cody at, let's say, Clash of the Castle? And then he holds it until SummerSlam. You do Cody and AJ again at SummerSlam. If Cody wants to win, if Cody wins it back there, fine. Cody does not need to hold this title for a year to build up to WrestleMania and the eventual hopeful match against The Rock. He doesn't. He just doesn't need to hold the title that long. I think he's better as a chaser. He's better with the adversity and overcoming the odds. He's fine as a champion. I'm not saying that. I'm not one of those people who's turning on Cody, largely because I don't care about Cody regardless. I'm not turning on and being like, oh, this title run sucks. That's stupid. But he is better as a chaser. He got his story. He got his moment. Great. He's better if he's fighting upwards to try to win the title. I think AJ should win at Clash at the Castle. Will he? Don't know. But I think he should.
Cody loves doing 3-match series when it's important. Clearly, we're going to a second match with AJ Styles. This could be that defining opening title story for Cody Rhodes. And I don't disagree with you. I quite agree with you that Cody could lose that title, regain it down the line, and winning it a second time. I get it. It's not going to be as big as WrestleMania, but not every moment needs to be as big as WrestleMania. And you can build it to be an important moment in a different story where AJ Styles is running roughshod all over SmackDown and just causing havoc with the Good Brothers, for example. Basically his 2016 run when he was going after John Cena, which honestly, like, just comparing Cody to John Cena, it's like, it's so apropos. because Cody Rhodes is doing exactly what Cena was doing back when Cena was top guy. He's doing all the Make-A-Wish. He's doing all the babyface promo. He's super white meat, blah, blah, blah. He's got everything that John Cena has, plus a bus and a dog and a wife. So it's different, but the same. I don't hate the idea of having AJ Styles win the title, and by nefarious means, he's got heaters. He's got two guys that can help him out. And then maybe you can, if you really want to do a 6-man tag and Cody gets some friends, blah, blah, you could. Or you just have a third match. I'm saying in the build to an inevitable third match between Cody and Styles. You do that third match. Cody wins the title back. It could be at SummerSlam. Could be at Money in the Bank if they want to have one of those. But like, this is just proof that AJ Styles every few years becomes like the summertime star. Because remember the whole stuff with AJ Styles 5 years ago in 2019, it was the same thing. The Wendy, when Styles and Samoa Joe were doing their thing. It would work. It would absolutely work. And actually, Kim Gray sent us a question for a hashtag AskITW saying, what if Mark Henry gets called into the story for AJ and Cody since they copied the fake retirement? And Mark Henry has given his thoughts. Mark Henry also is by and large a free agent, showed up at MLW for the Battle Riot this past
Major
weekend.
League brother.
Well, yeah, he's Major League brothering now. So what do you think? Could they bring in Henry? Would he add a level of interest to the story for you? Or is it just like maybe it's a cameo, but it's the thing is, if you bring Mark in, it can't be more than just showing up, right?
Yeah, I think as a backstage cameo, maybe an in-ring cameo, Mark Henry's fine. I don't think he can wrestle. He's kind of said himself he can't really wrestle. Maybe he can do a move or two, don't know. But I don't think Mark Henry has anything physically to give. He mentioned in the interview, it wasn't really an interview, he's part of Busted Open. He mentioned that he's in a wheelchair some days because he can hardly walk and like his back is all screwed up. So I don't think Mark Henry has anything to give physically. I don't want Mark Henry to try to give more than he can physically. But if he shows up backstage or in the ring or whatever, fine. Cody would need some friends. He would if they're gonna do a 6-man. I don't know. Do people like Cody? Doesn't seem like it. That dude doesn't have any friends. Arn, where's Arn? Where's Brock?
If I come in, my boy comes in.
I mean, he might.
That's the only way. Brock Anderson. It's gonna be the Rhodes, the Andersons, and who else? Like who's the third generation star you're gonna bring in? The Orton. It's gonna be Randy, Cody. That's a weird team, and I'm all about it.
Weird team. Maybe that's when Randy turns on Cody.
I mean, listen, that's inevitable too, and that's something that a lot of people are clamoring for. That honestly, I'm kind of happy. It feels like WWE is going to slow burn that inevitable match because it's going to happen. They have to do it, and everyone wants it to happen. But if you're not going to do it right now, great. Just let it simmer. Let it just exist on the peripheral. He was in the King of the Ring final. Was Randy Orton? It could happen. Down the way, it's gonna happen. This is it. It's Lexus King, Brock Anderson, and Cody Rhodes.
Jesus. Team AEW. Team AEW Dark. Cody should get Fuego in there. Get Fuego too.
God bless Fuego. Loved him. This is a great interview too, but a great wrestler. He's someone I could do. Alexis King, though, that's just perfect. Welcome to Conquer and Divide. New Legacy.
Boy.
You could do it. It could work. Anyway, if Mark Henry comes in and does a thing, it works on either side. He either comes in babyface and says, oh, I did this. I wrote this playbook. This is how you beat him. Or he comes in and he actually sides with AJ Styles and he says, good on you, kid. You did something I couldn't do. And that's this angle and win the title. Like there is a way to bring in someone like Mark and make it useful without him having to, throw a world's strongest slam or get physical, as it were.
Yeah. I think they might bring him in for something like that. It depends on what Mark wants to do. Obviously, if it's just a cameo, I don't know why he would be fully. He mentioned he wanted to take a picture with AJ, and they got the jackets and everything. So it's not out of the realm of a possibility that Mark does a cameo, and it's like, good job, kid, type of thing. I could see it. My main thing is,
I was gonna say they do a Mean Joe Green thing. Cody throws the towel and eats a Mark Henry.
I just want AJ to win the title out of all of this. I think that's the best story for this, because what does it accomplish if Cody just beats AJ? AJ did all this just to lose again. Where does he go from there? At least if he wins the title, you stretch this out for, that'd be good. You stretch this out for another few months, again, possibly all the way to SummerSlam. And then you can go off of after SummerSlam, where you might have a Money in the Bank holder going after Cody. The best story to me is AJ winning the title. And I think we got so caught up in long title reigns because Roman's reign lasted 3 years. It's like, oh, this is what we need. It's like, nah, actually don't. It's fine. What was Austin's longest reign? A few months?
65 days type of thing.
Yeah.
And Gunther too was over a year, almost 2 years. So
right, like there's
we
nothing
got used to it in this new era of Paul Levesque.
There's nothing wrong with long reigns, but I also think that you don't need, not every title reign needs to be the longest reign in WWE history. It's okay to switch the title every couple of months. No, I'm not saying make a habit of like, okay, every couple of months now we're gonna have a new champion. I am saying it's okay to do it where we don't have, not every title reign needs to last, half a year.
Rob Wilkins actually sent an Ask ITW, hashtag Ask ITW. If you want to do this, get in on the conversation on Twitter. He said, are you guys as excited as I am for AJ Styles versus Moose at Slammiversary? So I did mention if this becomes a 2-match story, that it's AJ Styles has to win or he's gone. I don't know if it's going to be a Styles Moose Slammiversary main event, because really don't think that WWE main roster talent are going to be super involved in this TNA crossover appeal. Instead, I wouldn't mind at Bound for Glory finding out that AJ Styles is inducted into the TNA Hall of Fame. I think that's really where it would be. But Moose and Styles at Slammiversary would be, listen, just the idea of doing it is a hell of an idea, but I wouldn't put too much behind that.
They need to sell tickets. I mean, that's one way to do it.
I will put over TNA for this. They actually have sold quite a lot of tickets, and this is one of the biggest venues that they are running in quite a while. So they're doing some stuff. They haven't announced a full card. They got people in early. Montreal does love its wrestling, and I'm not going to sit here and be like, it's going to sell out. It's 100. No, but I think they've had a strong start. And I'm hoping that it's a successful event for them, because it's the first time since 2011, I think it was, that they've been to Montreal. Some people are excited, and it's an easy town to get in and out of. If you're coming from the US or coming through Canada, there are ways to get in and out of town, and you don't need to speak French.
Well, good. I'm glad it's doing well. I mean, you want to sell more, you want to do some pay-per-view buys. Putting AJ Styles on there would certainly help with that. I don't think we're going to see that. I don't think they're going that far to where AJ Styles is going to show up and do a match. If it's somebody from NXT, possibly. I mean, Jordan's obviously facing Roxanne. Shit, that's this weekend.
That is.
Then Jordan's got an open challenge next week. Feels like there's going to be a crossover there with NXT, WWE, TNA coming to Against All Odds. I'm looking forward to seeing Michin against Jordan Grace at Against All Odds.
I think it's more likely Lola Vice after she beat Shayna Baszler in the in the battleground underground.
Fair. Here's my argument against Lola Vice. I don't know if they want her to take an L. Because whoever's going to TNA to face Jordan's probably taking an L.
Unless they're doing something into Heatwave.
Maybe.
That is the one benefit, by the way, about the way that the PLEs for NXT are running right now is that they are monthly, or at least the next two are month after month. So the crossover can actually work. It's not like they're doing one in July and then the next one, or doing one in June and then the next one isn't until, August for SummerSlam weekend. They're actually doing something closer, so the gap isn't so bad.
What if Michin shows up and who's the announcer? Hannafin? Hannafin's the announcer, right? What's Mia Yim doing in the Impact Zone?
No, you just read she was part of the Dollhouse, and then of course Garrett releases a 55-minute supercut of Mia Yim in the Dollhouse, Jade as she was in the Dollhouse, the best of. It's immediate. It just happens. I love Hannafin. He's really good at his job, though.
He is great. He is great. It's like, God, that's former TNA star Mia Yim. What's she doing in the Impact Zone?
You know that Ray Walt somehow is taller than Tom Hannafin?
Yeah, Ray Walt's tall, isn't he?
I know, but remember the whole joke about Hannafin was the photo that went around once upon a time of him having to stand split-legged almost to do an interview segment in the back on WWE. And it looks like he's just 6'6", but he had to make himself look like he's 5'8" for someone. Anyway.
Oh yeah, they all had to kneel down and bow down in WWE backstage interviews. It looked like tearing ACL trying to make themselves look shorter on camera.
That's what caused it. I knew it. Anyway, Why Solable over on our Fightful Select Discord. If you haven't already, you should subscribe to Fightful Select. If nothing else, for the Discord, not for the news. The news is fine. News is whatever. If you want the Discord and you want to talk to us on In the Weeds, this is the way to do it. I mentioned I don't venture into the TNA channel on our Discord.
Fair.
It's basically one of the two places I spend my time is the TNA channel and the In the Weeds channel. And then sometimes the Ask Sean channel so I can make fun of dorks. I love you guys. I really do. Some of all are dorks. But will you have insight into what Anthem is doing? Are they angling for a purchase to TKO? There was a lot of movement in TNA the last couple of days. We did report on it on Fightful Select. I think there's a free post as well. PW Insider also had some news on that. A few departures. I know RD Evans had submitted his own resignation on his own accord, and that was a creative decision. I personally, I don't see a purchase by TKO. I think this is more of a restructuring, and we'll see where it goes from there. I'm not going to sit here and tell you they haven't been wanting to sell themselves for a long time.
Let's be honest about things. TNA is going to outlive us all. Right? We're going to be watching Impact from beyond the grave on the big plasma screen in the sky. And then somebody's going to yell, "Why the fuck is this on?" But we're all of our wrestling fans are going to gather around at 8 p.m. on Thursday, unless another wrestling program moves to Thursdays, and then Impact will shift their time. But we're all going to gather around beyond the grave, and we're going to watch TNA Impact. Or we're going to pretend to watch it and then listen to other people talk about it and form our opinions off of that. Or we're going to, they got to find someone to their soul. Garrett's going to still be able to do it. Just, he's going to have it all scheduled. He's going to know. Garrett's just going to know what's going to happen. It's just that everything's going to be scheduled. We're all going to be watching Impact long after we're gone. That company ain't never going to die. Never. Pop-Tarts, cockroaches, TNA wrestling. We'll survive everything.
I use Twinkies, cockroaches, and TNA wrestling. I'm glad you went there because that's what I was waiting to do. Twinkies, cockroaches, TNA. It's gonna happen, man. They've been writing their eulogy for 12 years now.
They are so confident that they aren't going to go anywhere anytime soon. That 10 years ago, they decided to name a pay-per-view Hard to Kill. They're not going anywhere. They're not.
They can call themselves Nuclear War Survival Wrestling, and it will be just as true.
They're going to outlive AEW. They're going to outlive WWE. They're going to outlive us. And TNA will never die. Bless them. You gotta give them some credit.
Of course, this is why people who cover TNA are the ones who get burnt out the quickest. It's because every time that they write the death knell for TNA, nope, we're back, baby. Can't pay our bills. Oh, someone else flew in and paid them for us. Oh, Dixie Carter's not going to pay us. Oh, someone else is going to come in. Jeff Jarrett's having some issues. Oh, Jeff Jarrett's gone and we got new owners. Someone always comes around. TNA has a halo around it. They have guardian angels for their guardian angels. Does TNA?
TNA will air on X if they have to. They don't, which would be
stop it. No. There is enough TNA already on X. I don't think you need more.
Yes, that was going to be where I was setting that up. They might actually do really well if they air on X. Watch TNA on X. Like, oh, okay. Let me check this out.
Listen, people asking who on earth would cover TNA? You're looking at. I like covering TNA. I think they're actually I really enjoy the show. It's fun. It's inoffensive wrestling most of the time. And I like that.
You say so.
Listen, where else can you watch a man get shot at a wrestling wedding and then another dude dressed up as a road warrior just go over him and there's a jib shot where he just goes,
this was years ago. This was years ago, though.
Yeah, but they're going to do it again soon.
What have they done lately that has been good?
Wrestle House.
Lately? That was pandemic,
That
right?
was pandemic. And then they did one that was not. It was dumb. What has TNA done that's been good?
Yeah.
I would argue that the formation of the system as a group was actually a good move because they picked 4 very unlikable characters and made them much more unlikable. You want to boo them, but the problem is they're good wrestlers and they show you that they're good wrestlers. I think that the team of the system annoyed me at first, but it annoyed me the right way because it came out of nowhere. Like when they reset at Hard to Kill with that group, I was like, this is dumb. And then I realized, oh, it's supposed to be okay. I'm feeling the way they want me to. So I give them that credit. Then Mustafa Ali has been a really welcome addition to it. So there's a lot of good wrestling. TNA does make good wrestling as well.
The formation of a group including Moose, Brian Myers, and Eddie Edwards.
I'm telling you, I don't get it. Krista and I who do the post show together. We're sitting there. We're just be like, what is this group? This sucks. And I'm just like, wait a minute. We're supposed to do this is where it's supposed to be. The system works, and it's so friggin' frustrating, but it's right. Like the group makes perfect sense in the wrestling sphere.
I look forward to more Nick Nemeth. Is he still a part of that company?
Supposedly. I mean, okay. He's still also a New Japan star, a AAA Mega Campeon, and going after the TNA World Tag Team Championships with his brother next week. Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah, isn't that against all odds? The Nemeth? Yep.
The Nemeth versus the system.
Okay. Here's
and hold on before you get there. And Matt Hardy is now quote unquote questionable for that event. Got to be careful how you do that. Delete.
No.
Got to be very careful.
Yeah. I was trying to go side. Delete. Yeah.
Gotta watch yourself there.
I know. See, my mic is right there. I didn't want to delete my mic, so I kind of had to angle it. But yeah. All right, here's my pitch for the Nemeth match. You ready? Ready for this?
Yep.
The Nemeth, Nick Nemeth, universally praised, very good wrestler. So good that they just had to beat him all the time. Ryan Nemeth is there. Here's what they should do. We're facing Edwards and Myers, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. The match starts. The bell rings. And the Nemeths start doing their stand-up comedy. All right? They do their jokes. I'm not going to retell them because I don't actually know what their jokes are.
I was going to say, I saw it once and I don't remember a word. I remember seeing Pat Patterson. That's how old it was.
They do their stand-up comedy. This would get the people talking. Who cares about the wrestling? I want to watch a Nick Nemeth wrestling match. I'll watch his New Japan stuff. That's fine. He had a good match with Ishii. I'll watch that. Where else am I going to get the Nemeth stand-up comedy special in the middle of a match? And then Myers, here's how they win. Myers and Edwards fall asleep during this.
But we've done a falling asleep pin attempt.
And the Nemeths win. It's not an attempt, Joel. It's the end of the match.
It's a victory.
It's the victory. They win by telling their stand-up comedy. How do you think this would go over? I feel like this would be good.
Yeah, 10 out of 10. No notes. I'm sure Chad is all about it.
Don't you guys want to hear the Nemeth stand-up comedy for 10 minutes? Would you rather listen to the Nemeth stand-up comedy special or watch the Nemeth wrestling special?
One might say you wrestle with their comedy act too. Bridget sent a super chat, very generous one. Thank you so much. Thank you both for making the world a better place. Y'all make me smile. I don't know if we make the world a better place or make you smile, but we appreciate that you think we do. And if we make you smile, that's good. We like that. I don't know how much better the world is with us doing this show.
The world doesn't need this show. Let's be honest.
That's fair. The world could be better off with a whole fewer amount of shows.
Hey, another bearded white guy wrestling show. Let's tune in, everybody.
Are you recommending that I shave my beard?
I'm trying to picture you clean shaven.
Do you know how far back you have to go to get that?
Yeah, probably a while.
Yeah. The last time I did it was 20 years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. That scares me sometimes too. It's been a long time since I've had no beard.
It's been a while for me as well. I'll probably never do it again. Might do it to like scare the children, but then it wouldn't really scare them. They'd be like, what do you, sure, you just look different. Then they'd move on with their life.
Oh, Brian Lambert, he's shooting. Rather watch the NWA than the Nemeth comedy special. What are we doing?
Here's an idea, Ryan. Here's an idea. You do cocaine and then watch the Nemeth comedy special. I got it, Joel.
I'm here. I got it.
Is weed legal in Montreal?
Yeah, no, it's all Canada wide, baby. You're good to go.
Okay. They pass out edibles before
edibles are a gray area.
All right, fine. Just pass out joints. I don't care.
All right, but then you got a smoking issue. Let's stick with the edibles. Make it believable.
You got to do edible takes a little while to kick in. So you pass out an edible an hour, 90 minutes or so before the Nemeth comedy special.
Do you imagine trying to plan out an entire show based on when the edibles are supposed to hit for this specific match?
Yes.
That's great.
You hand them out the beginning of the show, 8:00. You put the Nemeth match on at 9:30. It's not that difficult.
You're in the back. You're trying to plan it, and you're just like, all right. So we got a match. It's you got Masha versus Danny Luna. When is that going to go on? Put that on first. Okay. When's the X Division Championship? Oh, 9:30 is when the edibles hit. Okay, so we can't have it too long or too short. Let's put it on. Do it afterwards. Make sure they see the flippy fly while they're still on it. Let's do that. Basically, you're planning for the edibles to hit.
You got to have a warm-up act, okay? So whatever you do a match, you open with the X Division match because the edible hasn't kicked in yet. You're still excited and everything. You open with a good old X Division match. I don't know how long it goes. I'm not producing this thing. Let me produce this thing. We'll have a great wrestling product, everybody. That match goes however long. Then you can do a women's tag team match, knockouts tag team match after this. At about 9:15, Tommy Dreamer. Got to have Tommy Dreamer on the show. Tommy Dreamer, because here's why you need Tommy Dreamer as your opening act, right? Because people are going to see Tommy Dreamer. I don't care what he does. Doesn't really matter. Honestly, he's Tommy Dreamer. He rules. Anything he does, the people in the crowd are going to be like, the fuck is going on? What is Tommy? They're going to immediately start questioning. They're immediately going to start questioning why Tommy Dreamer is out here. And once you start the questions rolling in your head, you're like, is this edible kicked in? Am I really seeing Tommy Dreamer out here taking a shit with a brownie That's a rib on CW Anderson, who was at MLW. It was a story on Francine's podcast with special guest Nick Nemeth. See how I put it all together right there. Layers upon layers and long-term storytelling out here. That's what I'm a genius at, everybody. So Tommy Dreamer comes out here and people start questioning immediately if they think the edible is kicked in, because it has kicked in. Tommy Dreamer comes out, does whatever Tommy Dreamer does. You get him out of there. It doesn't really matter. You clean up the ring after Tommy Dreamer's there because he's either shitting or he's bleeding or who knows, or he's crying. Then you bring the Nemeth out to do the stand-up comedy. I've laid it all out.
It's a lot of Tommy Dreamer in your booking.
It's like 10 minutes of Tommy Dreamer.
That's too much.
Never.
Unless he's out there pouring over a man.
He's shitting, bleeding, or crying. This is the best use of Tommy Dreamer of all time.
Or just screaming, no! Seriously, the best Tommy Dreamer segment ever. I was there when he cut whatever promo. Did you just eat something sour? What do you got there?
I don't know. My coffee.
Was it a ground?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, it's gross.
Yeah.
Or a hair. Oh. You're gonna cough up some liquid goo?
Out of water, too.
Oh
I don't know
no.
what the hell I just drank.
This is like that time where you did an entire show just to cough up fake blood. What are you doing?
Look at this.
Those are coffee grounds.
But they're like really black.
Maybe they're ants.
They're not ants.
Maybe they're not.
You know what I truly think happened? I think like my coffee mug, the inside, like it's chips off of the coffee mug.
Wow, paint chips is not much
It's
better.
an older coffee mug. So, you know, these things start to dissolve or whatever after years. I don't know. Not a bit, everybody. Literally out here just dying, drinking chips of coffee mug.
He died doing what he did best.
Oh, I'm 100% going to die off of a bit. And then I hope people make fun of me for it.
We will. It's all right. Yeah. This is where Uncle Howdy shows up.
Fuck. That's disgusting. I don't have anything to like wash it down either.
Does your wife bear a resemblance to therapist Wendy Lucho?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either. She would need glasses and blonde hair.
Just glasses, not blonde hair.
True. I don't really see her in glasses very often. That's fair. I'm gonna send her a message real quick and say if she can look like Wendy Lucho for a bit.
My wife doesn't like being on camera. I'm not gonna force that upon her.
No, we'll put a bag over her head or something. I don't know. Now we're just getting way too far.
Why are you gonna cover up that beauty?
That's fair. That's fair. She's a lovely, lovely woman. The ITW Anonymous General Manager.
Yeah.
You okay there? You feel like you're dying.
Disgusting. I need water.
Well, listen, people are getting angry at us because we spoke about wrestling for way too long in the first hour.
I think it might be coffee grounds, but it was way too black. I drink my coffee's brown, like, but the grounds are like brown, not black. I swear, I showed the picture. I think it was legitimately like chips off of this coffee mug.
Might be time for a new mug.
I got a lot of coffee mugs, but this is speaking of my lovely wife, it's a Schitt's Creek Rose Apothecary.
Maybe it's time for you to pick a new favorite mug. Which one's your favorite?
She got me one. It is the lyrics to All Too Well, the 10-minute version on the coffee mug. That one's fantastic. I got a few Taylor Swift mugs.
That I knew. I didn't know about that.
Surprising to anybody.
Yeah. No, that's nice.
My lovely wife has brought me water.
Oh, wonderful.
I'll trade you the coffee mug. There we go.
Thank you, Wendy.
Water.
The therapist.
Everybody stay hydrated.
Oh, and the bar glass too. It's a nice glass. If you're not watching on video, what are you doing? But if you're listening in the audio realm, leave a 5-star review on whatever platform you use for your podcasting.
I know I misspelled the lyrics, but lyrics to Euphoria as a coffee mug, that would be fantastic. My wife loves that song. I don't know if she like loves it. Like she'll like listen to it, like go out of her way, but like I listen to it a lot. And she just pops every time, especially when I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk, the way that you dress. Just she cackles when she hears that. I said this, I tweeted this, but we went to get some ice cream on Friday. Here you go. You don't want wrestling talk, everybody. You want anecdotal stories about my life, right?
Pretty much. Like, nobody really cares about the wrestling. They just care about hearing about our mundane lives.
Yeah.
Did you know it was my birthday on Saturday?
Yeah, I was going to ask about that, but then I just didn't really care.
Yeah, I get it. That's what it. You want to know what it was? My mother's in town, and my toddler was at home. There you go.
Yeah, figured it wasn't too special, but you know,
Had a lovely dinner last night with my in-laws and my mom and my kid. It was great. We had a nice time. But other than that, we didn't do anything fun. We went to a farmer's market. Lovely time. Anyway, continue.
So we go get ice cream. And, you know, when I get in the car, my Bluetooth, it plays on my phone because I listen to music through my phone. It just auto plays on my phone, my Bluetooth, right? So whatever the last thing I listened to starts playing in my car. Last thing I was listening to was like that. So I turn on the car and I forgot the last thing I'd listened to because usually it's like a lot of Taylor Swift because that's what I'm listening to when the kids are in the car. So I turn on the car and I don't catch the volume knob in time. So the first thing that comes through the speakers is fuck sneak dissing. First person shooter. I hope they come with 3 swishes, but it's fuck sneak dissing. I'm like, oh shit. I got to turn it down real quickly. Just like, let that be a lesson, kids. Don't sneak diss somebody because then they'll make a whole song calling you a pedophile and people will dance to it. That's what happens when you sneak diss, children. So don't do it. Listen to the wise words of Kendrick Lamar when he says fuck sneak dissing. That's what I tell him. I didn't, fully impart that, but I'm telling them now, if they happen to hear this when they play this when they're 18, or if you out there are listening to this right now, which some of you are for some reason, let that be a lesson. Don't sneak this, okay? If you catch flight, make sure it's direct. Because if you sneak this, someone who's a bigger hater than you are will make a song calling you a pedophile and have the whole world dancing to it. So don't sneak this.
Wow. I'm going to do it anyway. Sean's talking about dropping some contract news today on Fightful Select, so keep an eye out for that.
Is it Sid?
It's always Sid. It's baseball season. Sid's got to find a new home to play baseball.
I have breaking news.
Go ahead.
This is for the 2nd annual Schmitty Warben Jensen Hangerman Memorial Tournament.
That's right. He owed us 2 announcements, and he's giving us the first. Way to schedule tweets, Cole Radrick.
Rachel Armstrong is in the Schmitty. This is Friday, August 23rd, everybody. It's in Spencer, Indiana. I'm going to be there. I'm trying to book myself. I'm trying to get a spot in this.
He offered you a spot. Cole's going to be on the show again leading up to the event. You know it's happening.
Yeah.
Like, come on. You're getting a spot. You've been offered a spot. We're making sure that you get a spot on the show.
I don't want to wrestle though, because like you need to be properly trained to do that, and I'm certainly not. But what I can do is just dumb shit, Like I can do dumb stuff, which some may say that wrestling is kind of dumb.
Kind of,
yeah. What I want to do, I need to buy like a Schmitty hat. I got to start coming up with ideas to pitch Cole. I have like a number 1 hat. I said I want to clean the ring. And he's going to have some type of death match on this show. Somebody's going to use glass or whatever. Here's what I want to do, Joel. This might actually hurt me, but that's okay.
That makes it even more important.
Yeah. I want to clean the ring. And I want people to throw tomatoes at me. Do you think Cole will let me do that?
If you can get the tomatoes cleaned out of the ring with enough time, yes. Or dunk the dirt sheet guy.
Ooh, dunk tank would be pretty good. I don't know if he can spring for all of this though.
It's the middle of nowhere. You can spring for anything. Someone will build it for you.
Well, see, I want to catch up packets. It's not bad. See, I want to do that because there's a famous, I don't know, but it's a SpongeBob episode where they're doing like the talent show and everything, and like everybody's booing all the talents, but then SpongeBob comes out and he starts cleaning, he starts sweeping, and everybody's cheering for SpongeBob. And then Squidward comes out and he starts doing it, and they're booing Squidward. They're throwing tomatoes at Squidward. And then Mr. Krabs charges for the tomatoes and the fruit and all that stuff. So that's what I'm trying to play off of here. I got a lot of SpongeBob bits that I can honestly play off of.
You should probably do that, though. That's the thing. You should do a SpongeBob and wrestling playoff.
Look at this. Look at this cute little SpongeBob that
Very cute.
one of the children got me. They went to a yard sale this weekend and they saw this SpongeBob and they were like, "Oh, this reminds me of Jeremy." So one of the children got me this little SpongeBob here.
Just do a SpongeBob death match.
I got a lot of SpongeBob. So I got a SpongeBob Lego. People don't understand. Like, I actually really like the SpongeBob. Okay.
I have a SpongeBob Connect 4. If you come here for Money in the Bank, maybe I'll give it to you.
Got a Gary. This little Gary figure here. Look at that. You know where I'm going this week, Joel?
Where?
I think I'm going to go to the Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh, it's like your Dave and Buster's, but weirder.
I got to get the final SpongeBob card. I got to get it.
It's been a while since you've done this.
It's been since my birthday of last year.
Yeah,
I think we went for my birthday.
I don't think people remember, or maybe they need or maybe we've amassed new weekly viewers or daily, whatever, every other daily viewers who are unaware of your Chuck E. Cheese addiction.
Yeah, the SpongeBob coin game. I got to get back on it. Got to get back on it.
But you were so close.
No, I haven't, Ryan. I haven't gotten the remaining card. I haven't been in a while. A life sometimes. It's also expensive when you got 12 kids. So, like, I got to save up for it. But I think this week might go to the Chuck E. Cheese.
Can I come too?
Is this Joel's internet? Mine's not loading.
No, that was
Joel's
you.
internet?
That was you.
Screw up?
No, that was you.
What's happening?
I asked if I can come too. And then your internet went haywire.
Oh, it was mine. Okay.
Always.
I usually get the little Wi-Fi thing in the corner there, and I didn't get it. And usually it like loads pretty quickly. I really thought it was yours for a second.
No, mine, God forbid.
Well, Canada.
Yeah, but I'm wired in, tower, big ass displays. It's not like the TNA post show. Actually, I didn't have any trouble during that, and I was on Wi-Fi for that. Huh.
Yeah.
That worked. Never want to do that again. Anyway, yeah, can I come to Chuck E. Cheese?
Sure, Joel. Sure.
Oh, hell yeah, I'll be there. I'm gonna go there. I'll book my $500 return ticket now to Ohio.
Nobody wants to come to Ohio. A lot of people are coming to Ohio in like 2 months for SummerSlam.
Sounds like a horrible idea. There are people in our sphere that, yeah, Joel, that's 13 kids you have to deal with at this thing. There are a lot of people in our wrestling friend sphere that are like, do I go to Toronto or should I go to Cleveland for SummerSlam? And I'm like, come to Toronto. It's more fun. It's an actual urban.
People got to get a passport for that, though, Joel.
Most of y'all have passports. They're not that expensive, and also they're useful. Get a passport. It's a new stamp.
Do you have lipstick stamps on your passport?
If we go to Vladivostok, I got a bed right here for you. Just you, though. Are you back?
I don't know.
The best, it's doing the blip and then it comes back, and it's the delay that makes me laugh.
Yeah.
Oh, anyway, I'll come to Chuck E. Cheese.
Could you imagine if like just a bunch of wrestling media people were hanging out at Chuck E. Cheese? The internet would freak out over that.
There would be so many offhanded comments, and I would be all about it. I'm trying to think if there's anything in Toronto where we can do that, like the rec room, but it's not kid enough. Like Chuck E. Cheese is like the seminal children's like play space. There's nothing really like that in Toronto, at least not that I can think of off the top of my head. In Ottawa, there's a Laser Quest. That's a laser tag place. I think all of wrestling media should come to Ottawa and do a laser tag meetup.
Why?
Bunch of dorks that we are. We may as well do the dorkiest shit imaginable.
Laser tag. I like the laser tag. That's fun, actually. I'm not
They
good
do a
at it.
lockdown.
Who cares?
You ever done a lockdown for a laser tag? all
Is
night.
that where like you can't leave?
Yeah, they do an all-night laser tag where like every 25, 30 minutes you go in for a new game.
Oh, I never did that with the laser tag. I did it at the pool that I used to go to when I was a child. Did like the lockdown with the pool where it was like all night swimming type thing.
Like the Usos, locked down.
Do we not have that? Do we not have that little
I got rid
gimmick?
of it. I don't have it anymore.
Okay.
One day
Alright.
I'll bring it back, but I did have. I was doing it for a while.
I do remember it. Sean and Jimmy would do it.
It was so bad, and I loved it. Green screen bullshit. Anyway, we got a super chat a little while ago that was not related to anything we were talking about, or that was on the docket, which made me laugh. Lucky Charm sent a super chat saying Judgment Day costing Damian Priest at Clash at the Castle and the split happening with Liv stuff tying in. Liv and Finn versus Priest and Finn Liv and Finn and Priest and Finn have history. Finn and Priest, Liv and Rhea Summer fuse plus a wild card Dom. New theory. Then Punk costing Drew. That last part just throws everything off kilter for me.
Oh, it doesn't.
Well, no, it makes sense, but it's just funny because it's like Punk's name is not invoked in any of the super chat until the very end. But like, I get where you're going. I get where we're going with Lucky Charms here. So let's talk about this. Judgment Day. We're going to find out tonight what the kiss meant. Was it only a kiss? It was only a kiss. Or is she calling a cab and going to bed and smoking a cigarette and do the lyrics? I don't remember the lyrics to Mr. Brightside. What are we going to do?
Smashing Pumpkins sing that song?
They did. Yes, they did. Las Vegas's own Smashing Pumpkins. Anyway, let's talk about the super chat.
Joel.
Yep.
You heard Creep by the Smashing Pumpkins?
It's funny when you bring that bit out to people who don't actually know that it's a bit, and they just get really
it's not a bit.
upset about it.
It's a question.
Anyway.
I don't want her singing Mr. Brightside. She needs to sing Shania. This kiss, untouchable. This kiss, ha ha.
I don't think she does that part. Anyway.
Remix.
So Liv is trying to take out Judgment Day from the inside. They're going to cost Damian to Clash the Castle, and that's when the split happens. It seems to be what the super chat is saying because there's history there. I mean, the big story is Liv and Rhea, right? And then maybe Priest and Finn. And then JD is odd man out, as it should be. I just want JD McBighead to go nowhere with all this.
Joel, I've been living a lie.
I knew that.
Shania Twain does not sing This Kiss.
Oh my God, you finally figured it out, did you?
Do you know who sings it?
This kiss is, oh my God, what's her stupid name? I can see her face. Faith Hill.
Faith Hill sings This Kiss.
Yes.
All these years, I thought it was Shania Twain.
Did you actually think it was Shania Twain?
I really did think it was Shania Twain. Not doing a bit. I thought Shania Twain did it.
You and my wife get along way better with this shit because your wife and me get along much better with the music stuff because we know our shit. You don't.
My mom is so disappointed in me.
Good
right now.
In this case, good.
She listened to the Faith Hill all the time, the Shania, all these country singers. She's probably, if she ever watches this show, which sadly she does, screaming at her device like, I thought I raised you better than that to know that it was Faith Hill and not Shania Twain. I'm so sorry, everybody. Now, I saw thought Shania too. I just assume if it's like a country song, it's Shania. You're white, you're Shania Twain. You're white country singer, you're Shania Twain.
It's not a country song though. This kiss.
This kiss? That's a country song. Faith Hill is country.
It's not a country song. It may be country pop on its best day, but it's a pop song. It's a
country song.
No, it's an adult top 40 song.
It's a country song.
For who? For country fans. Country fans. Anyway, what do you think? Liv Morgan, she's going to be the catalyst for all
What?
things
Oh.
evil in the Judgment Day.
Did you hear my idea about Evil winning Best of Super Juniors?
Everyone should be.
What do you think of that, Joel?
I think it's an idea that would work.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, evil should win everything. If everything is evil, then nothing is evil. Then what truly is evil? A loser. And we don't want evil losers. We want evil winners. Why didn't evil win the Best of the Super Juniors? Why does it have to be? Was it who? Not Ishimori. Despy. Was it Despy or Ishimori? Who won it? This is the type of week I've been having. I know the match. I know the match is isn't it Taiji versus Despy? Right?
Is it?
Is it? Is that the match at Dominion?
I'm asking you, Joel.
I don't know. Chat's gonna figure it out. I haven't paid attention to it. If SP3 were here, he would tell me, but SP3 is too busy sleeping. Evil should be a champion.
I can tell you. I just
go ahead. Tell me.
Yes, it's Taiji Ishimori against El Desperado.
Yeah, I knew what the match was. I just didn't realize who won Best of the Super Juniors because I couldn't keep track of which one was the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion. There are a lot of belts in that company. It's hard to keep track of all the belts. It's like calling Kazuchika Okada the TNT champion.
Well, that's factually incorrect.
Well, and then calling him later on in the night, calling him the international champion.
That's factually incorrect as well.
And then later on in the night, figuring out that he's actually the continental champion.
Joel.
Yes.
Taiji Ishimori and El Desperado is the finals. The finals have not taken place yet.
Oh, okay.
The finals
Jesus.
take place at Dominion on June 9th.
All right, great. Fake wrestling fans.
Neither are the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion. I believe that Show, he won it like 20 seconds or something. Pretty sure Show was the champion. Yeah, Show's the champion.
Yeah, Show the champ. Is Yo?
Yes.
What happened to Yo? Is he okay?
He's around.
Yeah. When they were a tag team, everyone was all about that.
They rolled this Roppongi 3K. That song also rules.
This is the song Roppongi Vice, Roppongi Nights, Roppongi Nights. Anyway, who wrote that song? Was that a Def Rebel? Was that a Def Rebel thing? No.
Rocky Romero wrote the Roppongi 3K song.
Is Rocky Romero actually Def Rebel?
Don't put that evil on Rocky Romero.
Poor Rocky. Poor Rocky having to listen to people like us do this shit. Oh, anyway, Evil should be the champion of everything, right? That's what we're getting to. So what championship does he cover next? He gets the Dominion, he gets the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, beats Moxley.
That's right.
Then we get to Evil versus Naito once again for the championship.
Oh, he's
at Forbidden Door. Right.
He's gonna fuck up Naito.
Nothing is ever too far. That's what I feel. Yeah. Listen, people were asking about the Judgment Day stuff.
Okay.
So let's talk about the Judgment Day stuff for real.
All right. What are we talking about?
Liv Morgan being the catalyst for the breakup of the Judgment Day and then where everything fragments and splits off, because obviously Liv, Rhea, and Dominic is one triangle. Feels like Finn and Priest might be another one. And then JD McBighead is left off to the side going for a speed championship. That last part was made up. Maybe we'll see. We'll see how made up it is when it happens. Where do you see it going?
I'm very interested in the Judgment Day stuff since Rhea is out right now and they're doing pretty good work with Liv and how she's kind of playing Dominic or not playing Dominic. It seems like Dominic, everyone seems to believe, probably rightfully so, that Dominic is, kind of working with Liv and she's going to turn on Rhea. Dominic's going to turn on Rhea with all of this. I don't know if that's entirely True. I could see it going a couple of ways. I could see it being Dominic aligns with Liv. I could see that. And then it turns Rhea Ripley into a big time baby face because she got screwed over by Dominic and Liv. I could also see Dominic being a sleeper agent here to ensure that Liv has the title when Rhea returns. So Rhea can take her out, and then Dominic and Rhea are still mommy and Dom. I can see both those scenarios playing out. And then Liv becomes kind of a bigger baby face out of it because, she seemed like she was doing the right thing and screwing over Rhea, doing the right thing in her world of screwing over Rhea. And instead, she got played in all of this. And it was all a setup to ensure she had the title so Rhea Ripley could get her revenge once she returned. I think Damian probably needs to become a baby face out of all of this because feels like they're lacking on the babyface side on Raw. You got Jay's over, Punk's still injured, Sammy after that, and that's kind of it. The heel side has Drew, has Damian. You can kind of heat up Finn whenever you need to. Dominic is over as a heel. You got Gable, who may or may not be there for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Gunther. They got strong heels on the Raw side. Feels like they need if they're not going to go all the way with Jay, which Jay's had a shot, feels like you need a strong babyface, and Damian would sort of be that guy. I mean, technically, Clash of the Castle's heel and heel. And Drew's going to be the babyface because they're in Scotland.
And also, he's just being a bitch. And people like that. Like he's being a dick, and people like that.
People like dicks.
People do like dicks. It's true. You didn't mention Otis. Otis is in. Someone mentioned it in the chat. Otis is someone that potentially could come up in the ranks on the babyface side if that's what they want to do with him. It feels like they're definitely poised to make him more of a standout character, and I wouldn't mind that personally.
Otis is going to get a huge reaction when he finally turns on Gable, which might be as early as tonight if Gable isn't long for the WWE world.
You know what Gable should do? Contract's up on Friday, and he's like, guys, hold on. Let's not finish this story yet. Let Otis and I do our thing for one more, let's just leave it be. And then on Friday, when his contract expires and Otis would have done nothing, he's like, nah, I'm not coming back. I'm done. Just completely screw over everybody in this whole thing. And then Otis has to retcon. They have to retcon the whole thing. Otis is like, oh, yeah. And that's it. That's how he gets over again. He just goes, oh, yeah, in the middle of the ring, spotlight. That's it.
I don't think Chad Gable screwing over the company is very good. That doesn't seem
well,
good.
It's not going to be screwing over the company. He's just screwing over a storyline. You can get over Otis with anybody. Beats up Akira Tozawa, biggest heel in the business right there.
Why would Otis beat up Tozawa? Though?
Because they're teammates in the place where they work. Oh, yeah.
But Otis? Why is Otis beating up Tozawa?
Well, because Chad Gable's gone. Otis takes the reins, beats up Tozawa. Heel heat. We're turning Otis heel.
Otis is he's going to be a babyface. Why are we turning him heel?
Yeah, this is the answer, by the way. Gable shows up on Dynamite that next Wednesday. Well, ripped that dead weight. And that's how we get it. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You're just like breaking your brain with things that make no sense.
It hasn't broken my brain. I'm just... I'm a little irritated at my internet because I can tell it's just cutting in and out and it's screwing up the flow of the show. And that's not
It's actually been okay for the last little bit, for the record. I'm not just saying that. Like, it's been fine for the last little bit.
Seems like it's bad.
I've been able to hear everything you've said. Nothing has dropped off on me.
Okay.
So that's the good news. The bad news is your Rhea maybe stays a heel idea. I don't know if that's going to work for me, brother.
Think she's got to come back as a babyface.
I think we're really poised to have her come back as a babyface because she left really baby facing, being the baby face of the situation. And not just that, people were already cheering her and wanting to cheer her, and she could get the heat when they wanted, but like that, I know it was Australia and she's from Australia, so she was going to get the pop, but like that was just the moment where that was the what can be moment. If you put that babyface aura behind her and that babyface mentality behind her, the problem is you don't want to have her come back and be super sad Rhea because her boyfriend, who she doesn't have any affection with on camera, is suddenly with somebody else. And he can't beat up both, like it can't be, unless she's playing off like, I'm a strong woman, I don't need no man, and that's fine, you could do that, but you have to do it in a better way than it's just she comes back and says like, Dom, what are you doing? I thought you were mine. I thought we were together, blah, blah, blah. And then Dom makes her feel bad by saying Liv gave me more. And then she's just heartbroken babyface on a tear. I don't want that personally. I think it makes a babyface look stupid. And we have a stupid babyface on SmackDown. His name is Cody. Instead, Rhea should come back and just House of Fire and just be like, Dom, I don't need you. Go have fun with that. Whatever. She'll use whatever name she wants to describe Liv. And that's how we start. But, now it's time for me to get my revenge. I'm going to beat you up, whatever. House of Fire, super babyface over Rhea Ripley. I don't need dejected, oh, my boyfriend left me, Rhea Ripley, to start a face turn when she's already going to get cheered.
I don't think we're going to get dejected, my boyfriend left me, Rhea Ripley. It can just go one of two ways of either Dom stays aligned with her, she stays a heel, they screw over Liv becomes the babyface, or Dom screws over Rhea, aligns with Liv. I don't think Rhea's going to be dejected out of that. She's going to be pissed off. She's going to be like, I went away and you did all this. Like you aligned with the person who took me out. Like she's going to be pissed regardless.
So then do you play it as Rhea's coming back for her property and it's not just the women's championship? She wants the man too. Is that kind of like what the story becomes? And I'm laughing because I like the idea of Dom being the prize in all of this.
I mean, we can do custody of Dominic ladder matches.
Joke's been made. We passed that point. Yeah, it's done.
But I don't think she's going to be like, oh, I'm coming after my property of Dom. I do think it is, I'm going to come after my property of the title. She's going to question what Dom has been doing. And then Dom is going to either pick his side. He's going to go with Liv. And again, you don't have to do heartbroken Rhea Ripley out of that. You could just do, okay, you made your decision. You're an idiot. And now I got to kick your ass too. Or he stays with Rhea and it's like, all right, all is well in the world of Mommy and Dom. And now we're going to get the title back. We did all of this to screw over Liv to ensure you had the title so I could come back and beat you. We played with your emotions. I think Liv plays as a better, not necessarily heartbroken, but Liv plays as a better underdog babyface than Rhea does.
So first of all, Liv versus Dom in a shark cage match. Rhea versus Liv with a Dom in a shark cage match. Done. I would do that in a second. The last time they did the shark cage match, it was Enzo was in the cage. And I just remember saying they were about to release a brand new shark cage toy and they just wanted to bring that whole thing together. Remember they did Braun Strowman takes out a red car or an ambulance or something, and then they released the stupid car. It was WrestleMania. It was when Jost and Che were part of it. They broke a car that was given to Braun Strowman as a gift from the SNL guys, and then he breaks up the car, and then they released Braun Strowman breaking the car toy like that week. That's the type of synergy we need. Brand new shark cage. And the other thing, by the way, this is perfect.
Here's what they should do.
Hold on. We need to think about this. I need to put this out there. Yes, T5 the Great saying they could do a Boy Is Mine finish where they both leave Dom. And what makes, I'll take it even more, in kayfabe, Liv Morgan is bisexual. Remember they brought her back and they did the whole thing with Lana? Oh, how funny would that be? Come on, let's do it. Let's do it for the Come on, let's tell the story right. We were talking in this chat not too long ago about, whenever wrestling has done an LGBTQ storyline right, there's your first chance to do it. Rhea and Liv become a tag team instead of feuding. They leave Dominic and they're together now. It's now mommy and mommy.
Okay. I'm not mad at that.
If we're here for it.
Yeah. They were a tag team too.
They were.
Yeah.
Okay. Look at us. We're doing it.
I like one, they'd screw that up completely, but I like the idea of who cares about Love Froze kind of got it. We need Dom to set his two suitors the challenge of a ladder match of a big plush, heart suspended above the ring where the winner will get his affection. You're on the right track. The problem is you said wrestling match or a ladder match, which implies a wrestling match. No. We need Dom as the Bachelor. And they compete for his love. Not in wrestling matches, because who cares about that? They do like the silly challenges that they do on The Bachelor to try to win dates. Dom hands the rose to everybody. We could get more people. We get more people as part of this.
Hold on. As we do this, Ryan Lambert did send a hashtag ITW. Y'all are tasked with making a salacious dating style show with pro wrestlers. Who are you booking for the show? And now I guess we're just starting to do this now.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I didn't see that from Ryan, but
No, I figured we're there. The convergence has arrived.
Yes, us Lamberts, we're always on the same wavelength
right.
here.
Wave page, that's wave race.
Sure. So it's Bachelor Dom out here. He's got the rose, he's got the multiple women competing for his love. Who you get in it? You got Dom, you got Rhea, you got Liv. Kiana James ain't doing nothing. They drafted her to do nothing. So she could be part of this as well. Get Indy. Indy doesn't know where Dexter is. So put her on the show. She's like, I need a new man. My old man is just disappeared. Oh, they could put in the QR codes in the house and everything. Be great. Rule. Tatum Paxley, sure. Put her in there.
Yeah, she's great. Have her do that. Lola Vice, you want some messy people?
Lola Vice. Ariana Grace, she's got to be there just because she's awesome. Yeah.
She's the one who's like really prim and proper, but then turns out to be the really, really horny one. There's always one. And Grace would play that perfectly.
All right. I'm for that. That. We should do this. Why aren't they doing this? Is the better question.
Sorry. Did you see Brian's Dom Manor?
Yeah, Dom Manor.
That's fine. Don't need the Bachelor. We need Dom Manor.
Love for Chelsea Green thinking it's another different kind of reality show. What would Chelsea Green think that it would be?
She thinks it's Survivor. Okay. Or that it's Real Housewives of Florida.
Oh, Real Housewives would be good. Yeah.
She'd do Real Housewives.
Yeah, that'd be good. They use Cardona's pool.
Yes.
Cardona said if there was maybe a good idea, they'd let him use the pool again. So use Cardona's pool again for all of this. Great.
Oh,
I want some TNA people.
Yeah, Killer Kelly is perfect because we talked about Kinky Killer Kelly. Sorry, we can't use that anymore. Horny Killer Kelly.
Okay.
We can't call her Kinky Killer Kelly. People get
flavor of Dom. Oh, Dom with like the big old
the clock.
Big clock. Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
You got to have Dom. His parents. We need Angie back on TV. Angie rules.
She was the reason this all came together.
Ray just shows up. Because they always do the meet the parents bit of like, oh, now you're gonna meet the family type of thing.
And they gotta play up the whole because of my parents, I went to prison a bunch of times.
we get Dom taking all these women to his prison. It's like, I spent hard times here, spent long hours right here. This is where I got this face tat from. This is where my man Shorty, they should just say Shorty G, and it's, it's a inside rib for those who get it. It's like this, my man Shorty G, he got shanked right over there, cutting in the lunch line, because Chad Gable's out of the company at this point. So Maxine can be part of this. She's lost, confused. She doesn't know what's going on anymore.
Yeah,
so
they
she
just
has
tell
to
her. Yeah,
try to
3
find love.
Goldilocks and the 3 brain cells. They really play up on that stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, they
Dom's prison is a set in a Mr. Beast video. The crossover appeal is here.
Oh, one episode is they bring in Chavo. Yeah, I like that.
Oh, what's that ugly music they're playing? Oh, it's awful. Ariana Grace's like, no, I like it. I can dance to this. No, we're doing it.
I feel like we're on to something here.
Yeah, Dom Mansion is what we're gonna do. Listen, if I get an opportunity, Money in the Bank weekend,
He doesn't hold on.
interview Dom, we're gonna talk about it with him.
All right, he doesn't give roses or he gives bandanas. He gives the
purple
bandana.
bandanas. Yeah, it's always purple bandanas.
Okay,
Nope,
that's what he has to give.
Yeah, no rose, no purple rose. No, it's the bandana. And you gotta wear it, proudly on someplace on your body that's visible.
Yeah, sure.
On your ankle to symbolize his house arrest.
I feel like we're onto something.
I think so. We should pitch this. We should take this entire segment, cut it, make it its own standalone video, and we should tag WWE in it.
So much better than whatever they're gonna end up doing. They're gonna do wrestling matches. That's fucking dumb.
Why would anyone want to do a wrestling match when you?
Do you know how many? Let's look at this up. Hold on. Let's look this up.
What are we looking up?
How many times Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan have faced each other in a wrestling match? Okay.
Now, is this main roster, or are we counting NXT as well?
Just in general, I don't actually know if they faced each other in NXT.
Looking televised, or are we anytime?
Just anything.
Oh,
they've also teamed together.
Yes,
they've had 5 singles matches against each other.
Holy
5.
crap.
You want to watch them for a 6th time? You want to watch them wrestle for a 6th time? You want to? They've been feuding on opposite teams as well. Remember when Liv was teaming with like Finn and AJ against the Judgment Day with Priest and Rhea? They were doing that whole thing as well. They've had so many matches against each other. 5 singles, but even more if you count like 4-ways and tag team matches and all that. We're in the 30s at this point. You want to watch them wrestle for the 38th time? Or you want to watch them compete for Dominic's love in Dom Manor? Once in a lifetime event over here. You can watch them wrestle anytime. Go on Peacock. Peacock, throw on a Liv and Rhea Ripley match. You've seen it once, you've seen it a million times. You've seen one wrestling match, you've seen all wrestling matches.
That is true. All wrestling
Dom
matches
Manor,
are exactly the same.
Dom Manor, that's like the eclipse coming around. That's once in a lifetime, baby.
In singles, these two have already done it 3 times, and Rhea Ripley won 2-1. So clearly, it doesn't matter. Rhea Ripley already won.
We don't need more wrestling matches. We need more ideas outside of wrestling matches.
They should do Wrestle House, but it's with Dom and those women. And Tommy Dreamer for some reason.
We've already pitched it. Don't try. No. Don't try to bring Impact.
What, we can cut this part of the video at any point, and it works. It's okay. It's okay.
Well, no, stop.
What else?
We've pitched the idea. We have a good idea. We're onto something here.
Okay. What else did I miss on Friday?
Friday? Who cares?
Friday show. Well, you and SB3 are friends.
Yes.
You guys enjoyed each other's company. Was the show that bad?
Where is this going?
I'm just wondering what else we talked about on Friday that I missed. I missed
don't
being
know.
here. Well, we're not allowed to talk about the thing we were just talking about, so I'm trying to move on.
No, we can talk about it. I'm just saying don't ruin it with like Wrestle House.
But Wrestle House was great. It was wonderful. It was the
fine
best.
the first time. But like
We're
not.
That's true. The second time was not as good.
We're not Wrestle House. This is Dom Manor.
Dom House.
Dom Manor is better.
That's fair.
Dom Manor is better.
Hey, listen, if they sponsored the show, I would do it, but they don't, so I'm not.
Do you want to talk about AEW? You didn't give your Dynamite impressions. Do you want to bury Dynamite since you notoriously hate AEW?
I've been told that I notoriously hate AEW. In fact, I was even in a comment about hating AEW when I didn't hate it in AEW. Although apparently now it's both of us now. It's both of us who hate it. Not just you.
No. Don't put on the internet that I hate AEW.
That's true. To hate AEW means you would have to be watching AEW.
No. I don't like any wrestling. I'm not.
My point.
I'm not a company person. I hate all wrestling equally. AEW, WWE, GCW, TNA, NWA, all of them. I don't like any of them. Don't put, yes, thank you, Louis. Do not put out there that I have a bias towards AEW hatred. That is not true. I don't like any of this.
That's true. Nobody likes the wrestling. I wish I was paid to do the things that people think that I do. Dynamite was Dynamite. They did well. They had a good rating. They're happy. Forbidden Door is at the end of the month.
Tell the people how you really feel, Joel.
I watched the show.
Okay.
It happened.
All right.
Very excited that MJF came back and cut a fire promo.
That didn't happen.
Very excited that Mercedes Moné turned heel and showed everyone her true colors coming out of her match for TBS Championship.
No, she's a babyface.
Really excited that a New Japan Pro Wrestling superstar will be challenging for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship at Forbidden Door, the AEW and New Japan crossover that happens once a year on pay-per-view.
No, Will Ospreay left New Japan. He's an AEW signed talent.
Really happy that Rocky Romero got a shot for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship against Jon Moxley at Forbidden Door.
No, Rocky Romero's a giant-ass loser.
Orange Cassidy joined the Don Callis family.
No, we're not going to slander Orange Cassidy. That's the one consistent thing they've done.
It's true. We know that we knew that was happening.
Woody, let's play a game. Let's play a game.
All right.
Let's play what's Rocky Romero's record in AEW.
0-38.
Singles matches only. Okay? Singles matches only. I'm not going to tell you how many matches he's had because that would give it away too much. Singles matches only. What is Rocky Romero's record in AEW?
0-18.
Ooh, you were, I guess, kind of close, but you are incorrect, Joel. Rocky Romero has had 13 matches in AEW. Rocky Romero's record is 1-12. Can you name the one person Rocky Romero defeated?
Someone says he beat a CMLL wrestler on Rampage. So it wasn't Bryan Danielson, although Danielson would have been like, it should have been me.
When did he defeat a CMLL record on Rampage? That is not on here.
No? Okay. Well, then, I don't know. Who did he beat?
He beat.
Yeah, someone saying
May...
my syllable says Mystico.
No, he lost that match. Mystico ain't losing, brother.
It's true. Mystico's got to get an
Come
angle
on now.
Dynamite. That was the best part of that whole gauntlet, by the way. Not Ospreay winning, not the pop for Ospreay. It was Mystico getting in the ring as Swerve's music hits, and Ospreay being like, "Not now, bruv."
Rocky Romero is 0-12 in his last 12. In his first AEW singles match ever, he won. It was a May 2021 episode where 3 years ago, May 2021, AEW Dark Elevation, he defeated JD Drake.
Wow. The Workhorseman's own JD Drake?
It has been 3 years since he won. And in that time, he has challenged for the strong openweight title. He has been part of an international title eliminator on Battle of the Belts. For some reason, the belt wasn't on the line. He has been part of the FTW Contender Series, and he's been in the IWGP World Title Eliminator. And he's challenged for the international title as well. He's lost all of these matches. You know how bad Rocky Romero is? He's so bad, he lost to Bryan Danielson. That's how bad Rocky Romero is. That was actually in 2021 when Danielson cared about winning a little bit. So.
Yeah, when he was new, when he was shiny and new to the company. And it was like, let's make you a star. And Danielson's like, I'm already a star.
What is his New Japan record?
New Japan?
In singles matches? Rocky doesn't wrestle singles in New Japan. Kidding me?
Office doesn't want him to get injured. I get it. Respect to the Office.
Rocky does nothing. Yeah, Rocky does nothing but multi-mans.
You know what the real test is? He had a match against our pal Vinny Pacifico not too long ago. Who went over in that match?
No, it wasn't on AEW television.
Rocky Romero defeats Vinny Pacifico.
Well, good for him. When's he going to win on AEW?
That was in 2022. I saw a clip that Vinny left.
Rocky didn't even win at Resurgence. Him and he lost a trios match then. Rocky just loses, man. That's sad. Poor Rocky.
Brought him in.
Go back.
Brought him in
to
for
go back to Love and Emily.
That's true. Poor Rocky Romero. Bestest loser in wrestling. It's kind of amazing. Winningest loser in professional wrestling.
Rocky won a trios match as part of New Japan CMLL Fantastica Mania. That was in February.
Good for him. He's not just the best loser in wrestling. He's probably the highest paid loser in professional wrestling. Good for him.
I don't know, man. Those WWE dudes are paid pretty well.
That's true. But how many of them have multiple contracts across multiple companies? Danielson's contract has probably got to be pretty good too, and he loses a lot.
Yeah. He'll be back soon.
Who is wrestling's winningest loser? Or loserist winner?
People who are on main event, probably. Mia Yim. When was the last time? Oh, Mia Yim just won on
NXT.
Yeah. Before that, though, she lost every match for 2 years.
Big old loser. What about the women's champions, Isla Dawn and Alba Fire?
Oh, Brian Keith.
Yeah,
he loses a lot. That's your favorite wrestler.
Yeah, he's fantastic. New Learning Tree member.
He's gonna be he was so good in that segment. He's gonna be really good in this role, and I just hope it goes somewhere.
That's usually how it ends. That's usually the statement that defines the Jericho stuff. I hope it goes somewhere.
He was fantastic.
There was something about that segment that I was going to point out, but I completely forget what it was.
How much he loved it.
Anyway, there is one thing that I did want to point out from Dynamite that I actually seriously thought you could have really done this better. And this is such a small thing that I think it was needless. And that was the Stephanie Vaquer introduction. I think they flipped it around. What it should have been, Vaquer comes out, challenges Monet after the match, and then they roll the footage, who is Stephanie Vaquer. Because otherwise you were just like, here's this random woman you've maybe never seen before. I wonder what this is about. And then they immediately tell you after the match that here she is. this is the woman we just showed you the video of. That part was just like, it kind of sucked me out of it for a second. So I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, I get it. You just showed me the video, but like, why didn't we do it the other way around? Where like they put together a very quick package because Stephanie Vaquer randomly showed up on AEW television to challenge Mercedes Moné. You see what I'm saying? It's a production thing. It's an introductory thing.
Mm-hmm.
I get the context. I get that there was context for who she is, but if who she is was just showing up to point, lift up her belt and point at Mercedes, I probably could have done that afterwards. Crowd didn't react to much that night, by the way.
I disagree.
Okay.
Yeah, Redmond saying the crowd might not have reacted without that. I can't imagine how they would have reacted if there was no video package, because they didn't react much with the video package.
Wasn't much reaction to begin with. And again, I like that. Listen, I think Vaquer, I've seen Vaquer versus Moné at the New Japan Strong Women's Championship tournament, the one where Moné got injured. And they had a great match. And I said to myself, like, Stephanie Vaquer is worth watching more. I knew who she was because I watch wrestling more than most. And like, I understand the premium of putting a video out that gets people caught up. To me, it was just like, why now? Especially if you're just going to throw her out there for that. It should have been the other way around, in my opinion. Should have been that way.
I disagree.
Okay.
I just disagree. Like, if she comes out there and then she just confronts Mercedes, then people are gonna be like, oh, who is she? Who is she? Who is she? And then they show a video package. Well, okay, here's who she is. I think they did it the right way, showing the video package first. It was coming soon type of thing. Oh, okay, now when's she gonna show up? Hey, she showed up immediately to confront Mercedes Moné. I thought it was fine. The reaction wasn't good, regardless. And it certainly wouldn't have been better if she just came out without the video package. So I thought it was helpful with doing the video package first, letting everyone know she's going to be here. And then I think it was a surprise that she was there this early. So I thought they did it the right way. You're the one person who it's like,
I can tell you I've seen other people make that.
I believe it. I'm giving you a hard time.
I know
But,
you are.
People want the video packages, Joel. They gave the video package before she came out. There were other issues on that show with.
I know. Well, that's the thing. I don't want to go into it because this was a Friday conversation and the show's a week old by this. But like, it's come and gone. And like I said, like the ratings were fine, so no one's gonna come. Well, not no one, but it's not. No one's being like, oh my god, AEW in the mud. No, it's not. Listen, the show was not amazing to watch live. I sent you a few DMs telling you as much, but like, it's fine. It is what it is. And that was the one thing I was like, from a production standpoint, I would have changed this immediately.
Fair. Like, I thought it was fine. Didn't have an issue with that. The women's stuff was very good. The women's stuff was good on Dynamite. The rest of that show was little miss. The main event was very good. The main event was fun. I do wish. Here's my nitpick. I don't like. We had fun with Cardona on this because I asked Cardona. He's like, "Oh, it's a gauntlet, a gauntlet of survival." I was like, "Well, what if somebody wins before everybody comes out?" He's like, "That's not how gauntlets work. What kind of video game are you playing?" I'm like, "I would play a video game. I just watch Dynamite." He's like, "Oh." I just wish instead of the thing of hey, sudden death, a victory can happen before everybody comes out. Why? That's so dumb to just wait. Let me wait for my music to hit so I can. You have no advantage coming in last. Because if the match ends before that, and I know everybody's like, oh, it's wrestling. Like the match isn't going to end before that. Everybody's going to come out there and whatnot. Well, Roderick Strong was like, I was supposed to be in that gauntlet. And then I'm just going to get a title shot anyway. Like, okay, sure. Just give him a title shot anyway, even though he wasn't in the gauntlet because I guess his music didn't hit or the match did end before that. I just wish they would say, it's almost like I hope I'm with you, Redmond Survivor. I hope they do one, like it's a gauntlet match and then it ends like the third person comes in. It's like, oh shit. But again, it seems like if that happens, you just ask for a title shot. And Tony's like, that's a great idea. I'll just give you this title shot since you didn't get to come into the gauntlet.
Fair.
Go ahead, Joel.
It's just like the picture-in-picture match finish where it's like that one thing you can keep in your back pocket. It is the match ends as someone's coming down to the ring, but like it would never be for a world title shot if they did it like that, because that would be completely anticlimactic. It would be a hilarious ending, but like they got to do something where someone's about to come in, or it happens at like the 3-2-1 and they get the pinfall and that's it. And it's super awkward. It's like, who could it be? Who was supposed to come out? And maybe they can make a big story out of it. But like, other than that, it's one of those.
They've already kind of done that now with this of Roddy is just like, I was supposed to be in the gauntlet. Give me a title shot. And Tony's like, okay. Like they've kind of now done the story of like, I didn't come out for the gauntlet. Now I'm pissed off. And they just got a title shot. Like they just sort of shot that angle already. When
I'm gonna go to Jimmy Van and I'm gonna tell him I was supposed to be the owner of Fightful. And I'm going to see if Jimmy gives me an ownership stake because I didn't become the owner of Fightful.
So all I want, and this is a very simple explanation of things. A gauntlet match is supposed to be guy comes out, gets pinned, next guy comes out, you go on from there, right? Like that's a gauntlet match. This is more of like a gauntlet scramble in that nobody has to get eliminated for the next person to come out, or gauntlet rumble. Almost where nobody has to get eliminated. It's more rumble than gauntlet where nobody has to get eliminated on this stuff. All I would just like a simple word of the match can't end until everybody's out there. It's a gauntlet. It's a rumble, whatever you want to call it. The match doesn't end until everybody's out there. Almost like War Games. War Games doesn't end with the first two people in the cage. It's everybody's got to enter before we can do pinfalls and submissions to get the victory. I get that then if they do that, then every pinfall before that doesn't mean anything because everyone knows that's not the end of the match. It's a cool match concept. I used to do it all the time in No Mercy. And
a game you famously hated.
Yes. The worst wrestling game ever. It's
Still
a cool match
on our Twitter or on our YouTube about that.
It's a cool match concept. I just the sudden death aspect of it. I'm like, why are these dorks waiting around then? Just go out there. I'm not gonna wait for my music to hit if I know it can end at any moment. I'm going out there to try to win the match. But I guess if you don't go out there to try to win the match, just on the next show, you ask for a title shot and you get it. So you know what? Wait for your music to hit. And then if you don't go out there, it might be a better idea to not go out there in the match.
Yeah.
Because you can just ask for a title shot the next show.
Yeah, and it works. Listen, that's how you should do it. Instead of being like, I don't want to do this wrestling thing. Just give me the title shot and I'll do it next week. Oh, okay. I see some people in the chat saying they didn't like that Roddy went and guilt tripped TK. That's fine. I get it. It was just very
dude. I get he beat Leo Rush. He got to win. That's nice. Like, why is he getting? Why wouldn't this be an eliminator? Instead of just giving him a title shot?
Why didn't he beat Leo Rush and then immediately Leo transform into his new Blackheart character and completely run off Roddy? That's what you should have done.
Because Malachi Black wasn't there.
True. House of Spooky.
He does have a neck strong bias.
That's true. Yeah.
He does have a neck strong bias. He should have threatened him more, but I guess Christopher Daniels was right there.
Yeah.
So Christopher Daniels was going to stand up to Roderick Strong. You can't threaten him.
Christopher Daniels is going to start sending out stand up for AEW content.
I like that Christopher Daniels there is the interim GM or EVP, but then Tony's still on the show anyway.
That was the one thing I was like, wait a minute, didn't Tony just come back on Wednesday? Like this was his return. And then Tony, was asked in the media call and he's like, I don't want to be on TV more than I have to. So they did this and it's like, okay. It was very strange. I don't know what, like, I understood why Christopher Daniels was going to be the guy. Like they introduced it in the match and the firing, and then they bring him back. Like it made sense. And I understood it from the Tony doesn't want to be on TV. He wants to focus on producing the show and yada, yada, yada. It just felt a little like this is a strange way of going about everything. It just was what it was. And now CD's going to be CDTR continues to exist. Call him Doctor.
It's a shame that the Young Bucks rarely work Collision because the connective tissue of these two shows just
non-existent. Jeremy is the word you're looking for. Non-existent.
Collision feels just so missable. I don't feel like if you miss Collision, do you feel like you are just out of the loop on things? I'm asking people in the chat as well. I don't know if how often everybody watches Collision. I know it's been heard. Go ahead.
I was going to say, and for those who were about to be like, oh, but WWE, here's the thing. I could have missed SmackDown this week and probably the same thing. Next week's SmackDown, it's shaping up to be an all-time VCR tribute. Like, there's nothing on that show where I'm like, oh yeah, I have to watch this. And like, sometimes it's like with Collision too. It's been like that for a while.
Well, again, all wrestling is skippable, honestly.
That's true. All you need is social videos for 5 minutes at a time. I get it. Listen, some of you are watching it every week. Good. I watch it most weeks too. I didn't watch all of it this past Saturday, but I knew what happened because they taped it on Thursday.
No, I watch it every week. Despite my hating of wrestling, I kind of have to watch all of it because that's part of my job. Like, there's good matches on Collision. Will Ospreay, Kyle O'Reilly, really good match. Like, you can get. Everyone knows me by now. Sadly, I'm not the great match guy. Hey, that's me. I recognize that in myself. I respect everybody who loves the great matches. I respect everybody who is like, yeah, I just want my cool sicko matches that like I'm not going to get anywhere else. I want my Roderick Strong, Leo Rush match. Again, very good match. I can take or leave a really good match because I feel like I can watch any wrestling show and get a really good match. I understand that Collision's probably not always for me in that sense of like, hey, cool, I'm going to get some good matches out of that. And that's awesome. I do get good matches out of Collision. But if I'm looking for a little bit more than just a really good match, it feels like a rather skippable show. It doesn't seem like a whole lot else happens on the show. You get your really good matches, and that's great. And for those who enjoy that stuff, more power to you. But as someone who I can just watch really good matches anytime, I need a little bit more. My personal taste.
This is very funny and very accurate. Nigel getting up to join Tony and Mariah at the bar, and then Tony Schiavone being like, they taped that. It was pre-taped. Yeah. That was good shit.
I was chatting with somebody who was part of that segment, and everyone probably knows who it is. I'm not spoiling anything.
It's Bryan Danielson.
Chatting with Bryan
Nigel's
Danielson.
Involved, so it's Bryan Danielson.
Yeah. I was like, that was so good. You were so good in that segment. When she said, my forbidden door is always open. The facial reaction. I was like, you're great. That was fantastic. Shout out to the great Bryan Danielson, who I should say that. Never mind.
Anyway, Tony versus Mina Shirakawa is looking like it's going to happen at Forbidden Door.
Good. That's with the stuff with
Mariah May.
Yes, Mariah May. I was reading.
You're doing what I did last week, where I couldn't remember names of wrestlers either. I get it.
It wasn't that. I was reading the chat, and Love Fro put over the great Luther.
Always.
Yes. He's fantastic. Yeah, Mariah May. The story with Mina, Mariah, and Tony coming in here, like that's gonna be good. I look forward to the match, which I'm sure will be fantastic, and then the story that plays going into and coming out of that match. Yeah, Tony Storm is the person. Or the Tony Storm segment was the most was the most cohesive or the most noteworthy thing of Collision to me. I think that was the top segment on the show of like, oh, this is what everybody needs to watch. Tony Storm, as always.
Yeah, exactly. Then watch Mina and RJ City on AEW because it was great. Someone in the chat's pointing that out. RJ's special. I know he's not everyone's cup of tea, but he's fun. He's special. Just don't interview him because he'll make you wait 30 minutes before he actually shows up to his own interview.
I want to get RJ on the show, but we got to go through AEW to do it. And
I'll just DM RJ and have him go through AEW. Listen, I'll tell you, I'll be very honest. 9 times out of 10, when I interview AEW talent, they just go through AEW PR for us. That's how some of these things happen.
No, this sucked. That was awful. I don't want my guys, Jack Jameson and Bronson and Boulder, getting beat up. They should have whooped Killswitch's ass.
Agreed. Anyway,
should have taken him to Titty City, baby.
I've got a hard out today at noon. I have to take my mother.
Titty City.
Yes, to take my mother to the train. So that's not the same, you creep. We should. So we're gonna wrap up. Did anything you want to plug as we start to get on out of here?
No. When do I ever plug stuff?
I mean, listen, we're going to be back on Wednesday over on Fightful Overbooked. It's our sister channel. If you haven't already, subscribe to us here at youtube.com/Fightful and leave a thumbs up on the video. If you're listening to us in the audio realm, go ahead, drop a 5-star review. However you're listening to us, do that. And join us over on Fightful Overbooked. It's our sister channel. Like I keep saying, plenty of commentary, plenty of people talking about wrestling, and plenty of good folks doing it and having fun with it like we do. We do this show every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday over on Fightful Overbooked. We show up here once a month because we are contracted to. It is our promotional material. FightfulSelect.com is the best $5 in the business. If you haven't already subscribed, what are you doing? Get in the Discord. Join us on the In the Weeds channel. Jeremy Lamberts, anything else to add?
I don't think so. I think I'm doing the show the rest of this week. I have no idea. I have no idea what the rest of my week looks like.
Oh, that's fine. We'll figure it out. Raw tonight.
Yeah.
Rey Mysterio takes on Damian Priest.
That'll be fun.
Liv Morgan has a kissing party with Dom. Fight night, Sheamus and Ludwig Kaiser, and the New Day versus the authors of Plump. I mean Plump as in they're good-looking dudes. Anyway, I'm done.
What?
I don't know.
What group are they part of?
I don't know. They do TikTok dances, I think. I don't know. Tell us in the comments. I'm Matt Troll Pearl. JOELPEARL, ladies and gentlemen, friends beyond the binary.
It's the way you love me.
We'll see you in the next one.
A feeling like this.